UFC Fight Night Atlanta. Kamaru Usman versus Walking Buckley just ended. I will go through the card. I will tell you what I thought about each fight on the card. I'm severely depressed, so I want to do it quickly. Starting off with Jamie Winhorn winning by unanimous decision. This fight went exactly how I thought it would. I missed the first 3 minutes of this fight trying to get my fight pass reward, but Horth was teeing off the last 2 minutes, got Vanessa down, and threatened to choke. Round two, Horth was bullying Vanessa at range. Vanessa had a few counters, but again, it was just Jamie Winhorn. The reach, the height was too much for Vanessa, and she won this fight 30-27 on all judges' scorecards. Moves up to 8-2. Good win for her. Women's MMA. It was a good fight, like I do say. These are either the best fights on the card or an absolute piss break. Now we move on to Phil Rowe, getting a third round TKO. This is a very good comeback win for him. To begin the fight, Rowe took the center of the cage, landed some good shots at range. Lusa then charged in for a takedown, getting to side control, landed some good body hooks in mount. Then round one ended with Lusa landing some decent ground and pound, keeping Phil Rowe on the mat. Then round two, Rowe walked into Lusa's punches. It made no sense to me. Um, yeah, like again, we've seen it a couple times with other fighters. I do not get it. He was walking towards Lusa. His hands weren't up properly. Then we got some fun exchanges near the halfway point of the round. Both of these guys throwing the biggest shots that they can at each other. A couple really good hooks from Lusa. Then we had a brawl near the end of the round. Lusa landed a nice barrage that dropped Rowe late. And then, oh no, this is yeah. In the third round, Lusa just was Muhammad Ali. He was evading every punch that Rowe threw until he got close, off an uppercut, threw Lusa's guard in the clinch, landed some knees, and held the head and fed hooks until he dropped Lusa, finished it against the cage. Really good comeback win. He looked pretty bad most of the fight, but again, we know what we expect with Phil Rowe. I went with Lusa to win by unanimous decision. And I did say Phil Rowe is very talented, but can he do it against a guy like Lusa, who's big, who's experienced? And although it was a very, very ugly fight, he got it done in the third round. Really good win for Phil Rowe. Moving forward, he's definitely somebody to keep an eye on. Now we move over to Ricky Simone, winning by unanimous decision. This was not shocking to me. Smotherman took this fight on a week's notice, and Simone's speed showed immediately in this fight. He was moving in and out well. His jabs were quicker. His kicks were quicker. He got an early takedown and just outworked Smotherman all around one on the ground, landing some shots here and there. Smotherman worked good on the feet until we got another takedown near the 3 minute mark, this time in the middle of the cage. Um, round two. I'm all over the place, you guys know this. Round two, basically Ricky Simone controlling him like he did in the first round. Round three, Ricky Simone did the exact same thing. Gets Smotherman against the cage, works him, throws a couple strikes. Smotherman then went for a standing guillotine, wasn't able to get it. And then the round ends with Smotherman chasing Ricky Simone down. Ricky Simone won 30-27 on two scorecards, 129-28. I just One of the judges gave Smotherman the third round. If I had to guess, again, I did not look at the cards yet, but a good win for Ricky Simone, a veteran of this division. I'm not going to knock Smotherman much. Again, he took this fight on short notice, and he did look good in certain aspects of this fight. Now, we move on to Jose Ocha KOing Cody Durden in the second round. Durden really impressed me in this fight. He was looking incredible on the feet early on in the first round, landed an early takedown. Ocha then got back up and started to pick up the pace in the second half. He was hammering Durden with shots once he was able to get back up. Two big hooks in the second by, two big hooks Brad Durden led to Ocha on the ground. He was able to recover though, and then in the middle of the second round, Ocha countered Durden with a major hook that finished the fight instantly. Brutal finish. Jumped on him as well, but the counter was too much. Really good win for Jose Ocha. I was really impressed with Cody Durden. Both of these guys put on one hell of a fight, and this is a statement win. Cody Durden isn't the toughest fight out there, but he definitely is a good name while you're working your way up to get a win over. We move on to another star in the bantamweight division, Malcolm Wellmaker getting a first round knockout. Now with Chris Moutinho coming in on a 5-fight win streak, I picked him to get knocked out in the second round. Now a lot of people were like, "Hey, well he took all of Sean O'Malley's shots. Sean O'Malley isn't a power puncher. Malcolm Wellmaker is." And honestly, Chris Moutinho at the start of this fight was eating some major shots. Massive hooks, a couple overhands, even his jabs looked powerful. But it was kicks to the body that affected Moutinho. Set up a massive right hook for Malcolm Wellmaker. Flatlines Chris Moutinho. Now I believe he's 6-0 in the UFC or somewhere. How many wins actually? I forgot. I should have wrote it down, but again, I make these things when I am recording. Malcolm Wellmaker. He's 10-0. That is his second win in the UFC. Okay, I was thinking about a completely different fighter. I don't know why I said 6. But this is a guy to look out for. He has finished all but 2 of his fights undefeated with. I said, really good win, especially taking somebody out who is known for having a really good chin. We then move on to Michael Chiesa versus Court McGee. The fans did not like this fight, but I liked it. Those of you that hopped into the stream, you guys know I like this fight. It was a fun veteran fight. We're not looking for, a crazy performance to propel these guys to the title. I expected Michael Chiesa to win this by submission. He wins it by unanimous decision. But in round 1, they were standing and trading on the feet. McGee got cut early off of a kick. No dying if he gets a cut. He got it from getting a cut. But we did see a lot of good exchanges on the feet. Court McGee outlanded Chiesa, but it was a very, very fun round. Well below at the start of round 2, pauses the fight a bit. I believe that was Court McGee kicking Chiesa. Very back and forth round 2. Then round 3, we saw some of the grappling, which I thought we were going to see more of. Some knees from Chiesa in the clinch, and we went to a decision. Round 3 ended, and Chiesa won by unanimous decision winning all 3 rounds on 2 of the cards, and I believe one of the judges gave, I think, round 2 to Court McGee. But again, this fight was exactly what I expected it to be. 2 veterans, not much on the line. But now you have Michael Chiesa on a 3-fight winning streak. Maybe making his last run in the UFC. Also, too, he still does not have a single knockout in his career. I just noticed that when I was doing my predictions. We move on to Paul Craig versus Rodolfo Bellato. This was okay. Okay. This was an incredible fight. Bellato started the round 1 instantly trying to take off Paul Craig's head. Chased him down. Then the round got slow, but Bellato was still swinging at Craig whenever Paul Craig came near him. Then Paul Craig pushed Bellato to the cage, tries getting him down, only for Bellato to end up on top. And where the fight goes wrong is Paul Craig knocked Bellato out with an out kick. He actually knocked him out a few times with these outfits. But ultimately, Bellato's knee was down on the ground, meaning they were illegal up kicks, and it was turned into a no contest. And I really feel bad for Paul Craig here because, the guy's on like what, a 3-4 fight losing streak. He's only one fight, and I believe in his last 8, something like that. I expected this fight to be the retirement of Paul Craig, but now because of this fight, where are we gonna go from here? We'll see. Very tough tough loss. Even though I know it's not gonna go on his record as a loss, but this is a big step back for Rodolfo Bellato, who I thought was doing good in this fight, but it is what it is, man. I don't know. My opinion, I I don't know the rules off by heart. I don't know what exactly is legal and illegal. My opinion, it should have counted. Yeah, ask me. We move on to Alonzo Menifield winning by unanimous decision. Saya was noticeably bigger in this fight, much taller, much lengthier. But Menifield was landing the bigger shots and finding the space. Cool, my, one of my words disappeared then. Um, yeah, he was landing the bigger shots, finding the space in the cage. Menifield then got a standing guillotine briefly, didn't go anywhere with it. And throughout the fight, Menifield was finding the target with his jab. He didn't follow up on it though, which is where I feel he could have really taken over the second round. Third round, Sai was doing a lot better. He was doing a good job at finding range with his jab, but it was too late. It took him too long to really get into this fight and really find his openings against Menifield. He ended up winning unanimous decision 29-28. It was a fun fight. Definitely a step down for Sai next. Alonzo Menifield stays within the top 15 at light heavyweight. I don't see Alonzo Menifield really going far. He did struggle in the third round, but I don't know. Light heavyweight, they are both in very weird positions right now. We move on to Mansur Abdul Malik getting a technical decision. Abdul Malik was the aggressor, but not much action to start the fight. He's throwing the jab here, throwing the leg kicks. Nearly landed a big front kick that would have done a lot of damage, but it was just out of the way. Well, Brundage was just out of the way. Brundage did hold his own though in round one. He was landing his own shots back, but the power difference was there. Brundage then opened up round two with some kicks to the body that I really liked. We got some big shots from both fighters that missed near the 3 minute mark. Brundage gets cut behind the ear in the middle of the fight. Round two ended with Brundage kind of getting back in the round, landing a decent hook. But Malik, he is just too much, man. Now, this is where the controversy happens. This is how the fight ends. Malik shoots a flying knee to start round three, presses forward, lands a knee to the body, and then there's a clash of heads in the midst of it. Mansur Malik then follows up, lands a bunch of big strikes on Cody Brundage. We go to a technical unanimous decision. He wins 30-27 on all scorecards and is now 9-0. Really impressive performance. Sucks that it ended that way, but again, we don't make the rules here. Raoni Barcelos versus Cody Garbrandt. Another fight between two veterans. This was basically every single Cody Garbrandt fight summed up since the TJ Dillashaw fight. Well, fights, I should say. Garbrandt went for Barcelos instantly, was landing some big bombs. With Cody Garbrandt, he doesn't use his jab much. It's all uppercuts and overhands and hooks. And then he actually dropped Barcelos with a good right. And he won round one convincingly. Round two, Barcelos came out as the aggressor, and he was really putting the pace on Garbrandt. Garbrandt still out landing, was still landing on Barcelos, taunting him the way he does with all of his other opponents. Barcelos then shot immediately in round two to start the round. Got him down briefly. Cody then landed a beautiful elbow off of a clinch break that I really liked. And he was really digging into his combinations too. But more pressure was coming from Barcelos in the second round and in the third round. Cody shoots, denied, holds Leone against the fence. Barcelos then ended up getting the back of Cody, but Cody was able to get back up, and they both brawl in the middle of the cage to end the fight. Leone Barcelos wins 29-28 on all three judges' scorecards. Really fun fight, just like the Kiesta Cormier fight. Two fights between veterans. Leone Barcelos just fraud check Payne Talbot, and he's just gonna win over a former champion. He is an older guy. I don't expect him to go on a run, but again, it's a very impressive way to run here that Leone Barcelos is getting. I did predict him to win by I did expect him to win by unanimous decision, and the fight actually kind of went exactly how I thought it would. Good win for Leone Barcelos, though. Another veteran going on a little run here. Then we got an update on the Ben Askren situation. He is being moved to Wisconsin apparently to get medical treatment. He's suffering from pneumonia, needs a lung transplant. I will make a video on Ben Askren shortly here within the next few days. But moving on to Edmund Shabazian. Okay, Edmund Shabazian. Now, I feel like Edmund Shabazian needed a win tonight more than anybody on the card, and he did get it. But let me just get into it. We get a little exchange to start the first round, and Shabazian and both fighters are trying to find their range. Petrovsky tries to go for a takedown near the 2 minute 30 second mark. Didn't get it. Shabazian then tagged him a few times near the end of the round. We did get a couple good exchanges. Edwin's jab was getting better each time he threw it, and I was really impressed by his skill on the feet, like I am with mostly every one of his fights. Then Petrosky got Edwin's back briefly, didn't do much with it. Last minute, Shabazian was hunting Petrosky down to finish the second. Round 3, we had an instant clash of heads that stopped the fight. Petrosky then shot right after, doesn't hold him down. Crowd started to boo because not a lot of action was happening in this fight. Petrosky dropped by a kick to the body near the end of the round, and I paid attention to the clock. There was not a single strike landed in the last 30 seconds of this fight. Edwin Shabazian wins 230-27, 129-28. And once again, I am wondering whether Edwin Shabazian is really that talented or if this is just him fighting lesser competition, right? But I don't know. We wanted to see how he performs in his next fight. I don't think he reaches the potential we thought he had before. I wanted to see a finish from Sebastian. I wanted to see what we all thought we saw when he came into the UFC. Maybe we'll see it. He did get the win here. Again, though, I want to see more from Sebastian, right? Then we move on to Rose Namajunas winning by unanimous decision. She actually got dropped early in the first round. In the middle of round 1, as my notes are no longer saved, she was dropped middle of round 1 in the middle of the cage. And I thought that even though she was dropped, she was still working more than Miranda Maverick. There was when she was stunned. I like what she was doing on the feet. Rose definitely was more focused in round 2. Landed a takedown. Controlled Maverick most of the round. She even had a deep choke on Maverick. That Maverick then reversed into an arm triangle, which I really love seeing that. I actually do like watching jiu-jitsu. I do like high-level jiu-jitsu. I'm not a fan of MMA or grappling. I'm just going to say that. We got to the feet. Rose landed a hook that caused Miranda to slip and fall. Initially, I thought that was a knockdown. Round ends with Rose on top of Miranda Maverick. She wins 230-27, 129-28. And it was mainly just the experience, right? It was the little tricks of the trade that Rose Namajunas has learned as a former champion, as a veteran who has fought nearly every big name at strawweight, and you have her now trying to build her legacy at bantamweight. Not bantamweight. Flyweight, right? Am I stupid? I know I am stupid. But, flyweight. My bad. Yeah, flyweight, strawweight. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't remember fucking women's weight classes. I barely remember the rankings to them. But again, former champion. The skill was too much for Miranda Maverick. I've never been on the Miranda Maverick hype train. I don't get it. I'm not saying she's bad. But can we swallow our roll? Just because somebody looks attractive doesn't mean you need to glaze everything they do on the kid. But I do think Miranda Maverick has potential. She's young. she'll work her way up in this division. Good win for Rose Namajunas. Then we get to this fucking fight, man. We get to this fight, and those of you that watch my stream, you can go back and look at the title of the stream that I'm not going to change. I really wanted Walking Buckley to win, and I thought that Walking Buckley would work his way into this fight and get a TKO late. But Kamaru Usman came in sharp, prepared, dominant, and he got Buckley down at 4:30 of the first round. Dominated Buckley on the ground. Round 1 was easily his round. Buckley got cut above the eye, I believe, from some elbows from Usman going ground and pound. Buckley got outside in round 2, let his hands go a bit, and then Usman gets another takedown. Mauled him again for round 2. Usman rolled Buckley at the end of round 2 as well, which Buckley got kind of mad, threw some shots after the bell. Round 3, they actually stood and traded. Buckley got some big shots in, some big hooks, a nice uppercut up the middle. Usman gets him down again. We end the round with more ground and pound. Buckley was then finding the combinations in round 4, and I do think that round 4 was his best round. Usman was able to get him down again. And then in the 5th round, it was basically Usman taking him down once again and controlling him. You did see Buckley kind of work his way back into this fight, but it was too late. He got 249-46s, 148-47. This coming from the biggest Buckley fan on the internet, I do not think that he won 2 rounds in this fight. I think that this was a 4-1 performance. You can kind of say that round 4 was Buckley's round. I don't know, man. I'm pissed off. I really wanted to see Buckley beat Usman. I wanted Ali Abdelaziz to lose his power over the UFC so that we could get some good matchmaking, and we don't need to deal with fucking, Justin Gaethje getting unlimited title shots. Now we're gonna get Kamaru Usman. I would kind of see them doing the Bilal fight. Makes most sense. 2 former champions. They had a little back and forth there. Buckley, you have the Ian Gary fight a lock. That fight makes the most sense. But I'm sad. I'm depressed. I'm done with Ali Abdelaziz and the control he has over fighters. I've been going around. I've been talking a lot of shit about Ali. But you guys need to realize the shitty matchmaking kinda has to deal with certain fighters who may or may not be champions, who may or may not only fight once a year. And when you have a guy that close to the UFC with that many big names under contract, you kind of have leverage there, right? But I mean, hey, at the end of the day, we're fans of fighting. We're not fans of, the business side of things. Respect Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman, I did watch his pre-quick press conference. I like what he said there. He said a lot of good things about coming back, about getting focused, about focusing on, your priorities and getting your head back in shape. And that's exactly what he did. He looks like the Kamaru Usman of old. But I don't like it. Go away, Ali Abdelaziz. That's what I thought about all these fights. Let me know, what did you think about the fights? And yeah, I'm gonna go cry now.